Hey guys, what's up? This is RJ Game News USA here, and I'm coming at you with a kind of somber video here. Today, we're going to talk about Ubisoft subsidiary Massive Entertainment laying off staff. So, like I traditionally do, there will be no background music here because we're talking about staff being laid off and people losing their jobs. So, we're going to take this with the utmost seriousness. Maybe I rage, maybe I have a somber attitude towards this, but we'll see where I land. But anyway, thanks for joining me. Consider subscribing to the channel, and let's jump into this article we're going to read from insidergaming.com, which states, and then we will discuss, Massive Entertainment, the Ubisoft subsidiary studio responsible for games such as The Division and Star Wars Outlaws, has announced that it is laying off a number of employees. So I think it's fair to say that Star Wars Outlaws did not live up to sales expectations or quality expectations. And this is a capitalist society, and as a result, possibly some underperforming people could have lost their jobs. But there's also a very likely outcome, which is Ubisoft just wants to maximize profits. Continuing the article. In a post on social media, the studio called it a voluntary career transition program. Sure. As part of an ongoing evolution and long-term planning, we have recently realigned our teams and resources to strengthen our roadmap, ensuring our continued focus on the Division franchise and the technologies including Snowdrop and Ubisoft Connect that power our games, they said. Alright. Okay, if that's true, why is anybody getting let go? I really love how companies want to phrase it. Like, we're doing this so we could get more shit done, but you have less people now. You know, you're talking out both sides of your mouth. Anyway, continuing the article. To support this transition responsibly, we introduced a voluntary career transition program giving eligible team members, remember the word eligible, the opportunity to take their next career step on their own terms, supported by a comprehensive package that includes financial and career assistance. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. When they say giving eligible team members, what qualifies as eligible and ineligible? Obviously, they're not going to say. So if there is a Ubisoft person that has been let go because they were ineligible, by all means, please reach out to me. Just comment in the comment section below, and we could start talking after that. And we could figure that out together, maybe, and I could shine a light on your situation. But more importantly than just the qualifications themselves, how many people did they deem ineligible? How many people did they deem unworthy of this program? Interesting. Continuing. Massive Entertainment says that it remains fully committed to our roadmap and to creating great experience for players around the world, including the Division 2, the Division 2 Survivors, the Division Resurgence, and Division 3. These projects continue with strength, focus, and ambition, and we look forward to sharing more in the future. Guys, I gotta tell you something about the Division. Honestly, I feel like we just shouldn't have any more Division games. Seriously, I understand they want it to be another pillar of Ubisoft, but I don't see the appeal, personally. I do not see the appeal. The Division and Watch Dogs just never hit like Assassin's Creed did for them. You know? Back to the article. According to French newspaper La Figaro, the departure plan will run until December 15th. As far as who's targeted for the reduction, it will be an inter-project employees. Interesting. This term refers to employees on permanent contracts waiting to be reassigned to a new project, after, for example, their previous video game had been released in stores. The report adds per translation. So yeah, teams will do this quite often. That, games get released, you have to move certain people to the next project if you have multiple projects going on. But usually you don't hear about these like this unless there's actual layoffs taking place, which clearly there is a fine cutting line here December 15th. Continuing, the decision to realign comes just after the launch of Ubisoft Tencent subsidiary Vantage Studio. That studio, which will oversee the Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six Siege franchises, is the first of the company's planned creative houses. Now, let me stop for a second. We know Ubisoft has big properties under their belt. Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Rainbow Six, The Division, Watch Dogs. Maybe the company was bloated. Maybe they have to cut people. It's not going to help development time, though. And really, how much more microtransactions are we going to get? How much more pushing of Uplay are we going to get? Tencent obviously just wants to make money. And every time we see these acquisitions or these company mergers, instantly, people are always fired or they're always let go. It's funny. You never see these companies go, man, we just acquired the studio. Let's not fuck with them and let them cook. No, they always fuck with them and cut them, and then they wonder why they weren't as good as they used to be. What about buying a company and actually investing in it and hiring more employees and making more projects? Anybody ever think of that? Anyway, as for publishing, it's unclear what the next steps for the Creative House's plan will be and what games will be grouped. There was no mention of the number of employees impacted by the decision. Of course not. They don't want that in the media. Insider Gaming has reached out to both Ubisoft and Massive Entertainment for clarification on the transition program and how many people will be let go. Should a response be received, it will be added to the story. Clearly, it hasn't been added yet. We don't know the number. And it's crazy because if this were an American company, we would probably get the number. But considering Tencent's running the show, they don't want to tell you. At the very least, when Microsoft lays off 9,000 employees, they're brave enough to say it. Although they are fucking idiots too. And they want to replace you with AI. Let's be honest, all these game developer jobs are just going to be replaced with AI soon. And not just game developer jobs, almost every job at the rate this is going. We just have unchecked AI. And the problem with that is, if we as a society embrace AI, continue to embrace AI to the point we are, and allow it to take people's jobs left, right, and center, then society will collapse. Either we'll have to reform our system to be communistic and giving us universal basic income. But I'm sorry, a ration system never seemed to really work in the past. Or it's going to be more of what I fear is going to happen. The haves and the have-nots. You're going to have the super, super rich, and you're going to have the huddled masses of poor people. And that, my friends, will lead to revolution. For sure. So I think we should get ahead of the problem now and keep AI in check and protect people's jobs. And I know they didn't even mention AI here, but you know damn well that company and every other company is looking for ways to get rid of workers and streamline the process through AI because they don't have to pay them. They don't have to pay the AI. And so the answer isn't necessarily, yeah, let's pump up regulations, let's pump up minimum wage, or let's pump up wages, because that'll just make them want to develop the AI faster. And then, if you want to go for an outright ban of AI, then all of a sudden you're talking about government getting involved in businesses. So either way, it's not great. As my cat scratches the shit out of my leg. Quit! Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. Thank you for listening to this article, reading this story with me. I appreciate it. This is RJ signing out. Have a good one.